Good morning. I don't have too much video because I had to take time off yesterday to go grab this machine off of Craigslist. And it may not seem relevant to lawn mowing, but it is in that I need this. First of all, let me start with why I need it. I need it to cut this concrete out right here. And I need to cut that concrete out and re-pour it thicker and tie it in back to the old slab with some rebar and epoxy, and then two runners out to the garage, tire track runners. And the reason it needs to be re-poured is because I have a 2-post lift up there on the hill that's been sitting there for 2 years waiting for me to get it installed. And back to why I need, what its relevance to lawn mowing is to keep these trucks serviced. It is a 10,000 pound lift, so it should lift the Dodges, and it should it easily lift the Colorados. And this one has 420,000 miles on it, but you wouldn't know it from driving it. It runs and drives real good. And the bed is something I'm in the middle of making. I've got it basically built out, but I need to pull it and flip it and finish the welding. And then I'm going to do a Z-fold gate on there. So it'll be a mow truck. So I'll put probably my 60 will ride around on this truck, and I'll just leave the mower on there the whole season. Or I might do one of the older 72s, but I don't think an XR7 72 would be very good on it because it's just that truck bed's only 66 inches wide. So, and the weight. I am airbagging the back of it too. But anyway, the tool is to cut the concrete to install the lift so I can be able to get these things up in the air. And I'm up to date on the oil changes, transmission fluid and all that on them, but the brakes and differentials and transfer cases and everything, they need something. So this one has 420 I think thousand on it. That one's 250,000. That one's 450,000 miles, and the silver one's 200. I don't know. They're all high miles, so they all need kept up with, and that's why I need the lift. So, all right. So as such, I didn't get a whole lot on video, but I do got a couple pointers I had on lawns, and that's what's going to fill out the rest of this video. Thank you. Have a good day. Morning. I'm on a lawn that's kind of rough. He wants it cut short, too short in my opinion. And you can tell by when he calls for a cut. When you come up and it's like, well, I don't really need cut. You know, he's wanting it lower and lower. But the illustrative point that I want to make here is how much you use or should use your deck lift. When you come over, you know how important it is to cross the pattern. So 1 week I'll be going this way, and then another week I'll be going this way. Well, when you're coming this way with this crown, if you don't lift your deck as you're coming and mowing over it, when you're there, if your front tires are down, your back tires are down, then your deck's lower than what it was up here on the flat. So you might have a 3-inch cut up here and only an inch right there because you're cresting over the crown in the ground. And as you're doing that, you should be lifting on the deck to make an adjustment while you're going over it. So I don't know how you achieve that with a stander mower. I know you can go the other direction and therefore not have to, and you can go at angles, but if you go and look at it real close, even at angles, you're going to be nearly scalping on one edge. So I just don't quite get how you're doing that with a standard type mower, unless you're using one of the newer ones that has the foot. Some of them one of them has a foot lift now. But then that puts you with only one foot supporting and stabilizing your torso. So I would think that would be a control issue. I find it far better to use my seat for torso support and stabilization, giving me 2 more dexterous appendages, being my legs, that can operate other controls. So it gives me twice the bodily functions that another person would have. So I don't have to fight with one arm tied behind my back, in essence. So that's just one of the reasons I like to run a sit-down mower. And of course, I also like the double foot control. Another point I'd like to make on the where you have a swell like that, or a crown, is that that's the place you want your grass to be high and dense, because that's where erosion's going to start, washing from the high point down. But additionally, with the tall, if you can get it taller at that top of that swell, then that helps with promote self-shading and less evaporation of moisture, because you're already going to be low on moisture on the top of a hill because of the natural effect of things wanting to go downhill, like water. So you're going to have percolation, and that area of the lawn is going to dry out quicker. So everything you can do to help that adds up. So that's why I think it's important to feather your deck when you're coming over a swell like that, so that you're not essentially belly hanging, you know, and scalping on the top of the swell. So that's all I got to say about that. Good morning. So here's another one where the fence came in after the fact, and I didn't even know they were putting the fence in. So 2 days before they were ready to head out for the winter, they tell me that they got a gate in there. Well, I am doing it because I've got my old 60, but I'd like to cut back. This was my original mower though, but I'd like to cut back on mowers, because even though this is 3 blocks from my house, so I'm not counting time to drive and then switch out mowers, because there's going to be a lot of people say, oh, you should have a bigger trailer and carry both mowers. Well, that's not a factor. The factor is the time it took me to pull the other mower off, open the garage, put the other mower in the garage, take this mower out of the garage and reload it on a trailer. That's another lawn I could have done. So, and if you're thinking, well, if you had 2 on a trailer, then no, that don't work either, because you got to back one mower off, get the other mower out, and it's just constant chaos. So the gate thing is becoming a problem for me. I don't know how to handle it, but basically I'm probably just going to let go of customers that insist on doing stuff like that without checking first with me if it's something that I can get my mower through. All right, have a good one.